Researchers calls it a profound development that could lead to regenerative treatments for traumatic injuries, birth defects, cancer, and even aging.
Correspondent Deborah Rodriguez, details of the study have been published in the journal PNAS. Tiger Woods doubting his future as a top golfer.
I don't foresee this leg ever being what it used to be, hence I'll never have the back what it used to be, and clock's ticking. I'm getting older. I'm not getting any younger.
Woods gave his first press conference today since suffering those serious leg injuries in a bad car crash back in February. Says he plans to play around here or there in the coming weeks and months, but he's not sure when he might get back to some tour event. So I got a postcard from the edge. You know, I visited with my family, my grandson TJ down in Dallas for Thanksgiving, and that little joker would not let me sleep in, not one morning. He'd come and do a leaping jump right into my chest every morning and go, ah! I put it on Facebook, by the way. In any event, one morning I decided I want to fix this, so I stuffed pillows underneath the blanket, covered it up, hid in the closet. Here comes TJ down the hall, and he dives there and he realizes it's not me. Meantime, I'm standing in the closet, bang, bang, bang on the door. I peeked out the door, folks. You have never seen a pair of Pampers pull-ups take off down the... I haven't seen TJ since. And he hadn't come in that room anymore either. He's scared of what's in the closet. I got it. We're back in a moment. When's news time? 5:17.
A criminal record can create serious barriers to important goals in life, like finding a job, getting housing, or applying for school admission. But what if the crime you were convicted of was no longer a crime? That could be the case if you've ever been convicted of marijuana possession. New Jersey recently legalized the possession of small amounts of marijuana and hashish for recreational use by adults. Also, many past marijuana convictions are being removed from criminal records. More than 300,000 convictions have already been expunged. To find out if your marijuana conviction has been expunged from your record and to learn how to receive a certification of your expungement, go to njcourts.gov/marijuana. Take advantage of this opportunity for a fresh start. To learn more, go to njcourts.gov/marijuana. That's njcourts.gov/marijuana. Take advantage of this opportunity for a fresh start. Confirm your status or learn more. Go to njcourts.gov/marijuana.
I'm Lee Harris with Talk and Tech. Our holiday Top Tech gift guide continues with an upgrade for your alarm clock. The Lenovo Smart Clock Essential.
This is really one of our favorite affordable but really useful smart home products.
CNET senior editor Lisa Chico.
It shows things like the time, the temperature, and the weather, and it also has Google's voice assistant built in. It's not as fully featured as some more expensive smart displays that you would see. Like it can't play videos, for example, and the screen is a monochrome screen, not a color screen. But it's really great for anyone who just wants a nice alarm clock that can double as a smart speaker for playing music or listening to podcasts as you're getting ready for the day.
You can find the Lenovo Smart Clock Essential for around $30. Talk and Tech, I'm Lee Harris, and for more, click on podcasts at 1010wins.com.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Nick, what are you doing? Well, Adam, Thanksgiving is over, so it's officially time for the holidays. And it's time for our Legacy Box Cyber Monday sale, which means you can save up to 65% when you digitize your home movies and pictures. What an incredible reason to join the millions of people who've entrusted Legacy Box to safeguard their recorded memories. Plus, Legacy Box is the best gift for you or a family member. It's what Better Homes and Gardens called the most sentimental gift to make this holiday season special. And what Reader's Digest called a genius product. That's because Legacy Box is simple and safe. Just fill and send, and you'll get your new digital copies of your treasured tapes, film reels, and photos. So turn on the Christmas music and make sure to visit LegacyBox.com and shop our Cyber Monday sale to take an unreal 65% off. Our Cyber Monday sale is going on now at LegacyBox.com/value. That's LegacyBox.com to take 65% off. Visit LegacyBox.com/value.
And in this spirit of Thanksgiving, let me say thank you, Wins family, for making 1010 Wins your number one choice for news in New York.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Yeah, 40 degrees and cloudy out right now at 5:20. I'm Larry Mullins, and here's what's happening. Everybody's talking about this terrible news out of Michigan tonight with that shooting at the high school. 3 children dead, several others, including a teacher, injured just after a 15-year-old kid opened fire. He's in custody tonight. We're also getting more details after a DNA check leads to an arrest in a 1999 cold case murder up in the Bronx. 13-year-old girl murdered, and a now 49-year-old suspect has been arraigned. And a former pilot on the witness stand today at the trial of Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's ex, accused of allegedly helping him recruit young women and girls. That pilot says he never saw anything of a sexual nature during their plane ride. A handful of firefighters injured today during that big fire on the Upper East. No civilians suffered any major injuries, but a lot of people put out in the cold. And Billy Porter, along with Sierra and others, have signed on to co-host Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve in Times Square. They'll be working with Ryan Seacrest, of course. 10-10 winds AccuWeather clearing out, not quite as cold. We'll drop down to a low of 36 degrees on this Tuesday night. Winds news time 521. And from the traffic center, here again is Mr. Gregory Wright.
The ride at this hour in Brooklyn getting worse, getting over to that long-term pattern on the eastbound BQE. First, you got to sidestep a wreck in a left lane near the Brooklyn Bridge, so everything is extra tough from the belt merge on up. Westbound, you don't need any extra help. It crawls from Queens Boulevard over to the long-term pattern near the Brooklyn Bridge. And there's eastbound traffic again from the Williamsburg into Queens. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Citybound side of the George, 30 to 40 into the city on either level. Nothing easy out. Lincoln's about 20 minutes in. Outbound side of the Lincoln Tunnel, 30 to 40 off of 11th, getting better faster off of 9th, 30 to 45 at the outbound Holland. Inbound, still 20 plus from the Skyway, better off of the Newark Bay. The northbound Van Wyck Whitestone combo approaching the Whitestone Bridge is abysmal, but the Clearview Throgsneck combo, that's better out of Queens over to the Bronx. Queensbound RFK jammed up all the way back across the span. We're getting word of a crash on the eastbound Bruckner right off of the RFK Bridge near 149th Street, clogging things up through the area. And the southbound Meadowbrook still messy to Hempstead Turnpike as they struggle to clear a crash from the left lane, jammed up from the Northern State Parkway on down. Only marginally better now on the Wonton Seaford Oyster Bay, because everybody else had that idea too. Traffic is sponsored by Petro Home Services. I'm Greg Rice. Our next report at 5:31 on 1010 Winds.
Switch to Petro Home Services now to get $100 free heating oil or heating propane, plus an offer to pay as low as $88 a month for a new heating system. Visit petro.com or call 1-888-PETRO02 today. Propane not available in all areas.
Just days after families gathered for Thanksgiving and now preparing for the so-called happiest time of the year, another mass shooting to tell you about tonight. I hate doing these stories. There's one at a high school north of Detroit. Police say a 15-year-old kid walked into Oxford High. This is about 30 miles north of the metropolis there. Opened fire, killing 3 classmates, injuring 5 others, and injuring a teacher as well. The injured were taken to multiple hospitals. Police say they arrested the teen a few minutes after the shooting without incident. They don't know what set him off. Oxford Township, Michigan has a population of about 3,400 people. One of those close-knit communities, where no doubt they are reeling tonight over this loss. We'll have more on this later. We'll continue to monitor developments there. Well, new details tonight during an arraignment for the guy charged in the 22-year-old murder of a 13-year-old girl up in the Bronx. Carol Ioria tonight with the latest cold case file.
The arrest and indictment solves a murder mystery going back to 1999. Bronx District Attorney Darcel Clark says the detectives never gave up on finding the man who she says treated the victim as though she was less than human.
The defendant allegedly killed 13-year-old Minalise Siriano and then took her body in a garbage bag and left it in a dumpster near Co-op City.
The suspect is 49-year-old Joseph Martinez, who is also known as Joe Jupiter. Deputy Police Chief Emmanuel Katranakis says it's the first time familial technology was used to solve a New York City crime.
We had a forensic familial DNA search hit to the father of the defendant. That led us to the suspect.
A cousin and aunt of the victim were on hand for the announcement. Carol Ioria, 1010 Winds in the Bronx.
In other news, the Ghislaine Maxwell trial continued today with testimony of a longtime pilot for Jeffrey Epstein.
There have been passing references to famous figures who flew aboard Jeffrey Epstein's private plane, including former Presidents Trump and Clinton, Prince Andrew, and the actors Kevin Spacey and Chris Tucker. The pilot remembered them, but did not recall seeing Glen Maxwell's accusers on flights. The pilot did recall meeting one accuser called Jane and remembered her piercing powder blue eyes. But on cross-examination, Larry Vasosky said Jane appeared to him to be a mature woman.
Maxwell facing sex trafficking charges now for allegedly grooming young victims to be abused by Epstein. Epstein also charged in that case, of course, but he died of a reported suicide while in jail awaiting trial. A Georgia man under arrest tonight for allegedly being the latest person to try to get a gun through one of the area airports. Listen to this. Officials say this guy had the loaded and stolen gun packed in his carry-ons yesterday over at Newark Liberty. set off all kinds of alarms with the TSA when an agent spotted the thing on his x-ray monitor. It's like, what was he thinking? What was he thinking? Story doesn't end there, though. Hang on. Officials say the man saw the alarm, so he tried to act like, ooh, no one here but us mice. Bag wasn't his. Just walked over to his gate and waited on his plane, twiddling his thumb, like it was just another day at the airport. Wrong. What he didn't realize is that a TSA supervisor saw the whole thing go down, kept an eye on him, called the Port Authority police, showed up, made the arrest, confiscated the gun, put him in jail. What the heck? On a partridge in a pear tree. He's charged with all kinds of crimes now. Wins News Time 526. Now Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins, and here is Andrew O'Day.
If you were one of the people holiday shopping during the extended Thanksgiving weekend, which included Black Friday and Cyber Monday, you had a lot of company. Fresh research from the National Retail Federation and Prosper Insights shows 180 million unique shoppers made in-person and online purchases. It's actually down from last year's Thanksgiving weekend shoppers. The Federation says one reason is that this year, people nervous about supply disruptions shopped early. When you think of big package delivery companies, you think of UPS and FedEx, but you should also be thinking of Amazon as soon as next month. That's when the company tells CNBC it expects to have overtaken FedEx and UPS to become the largest package deliverer in the U.S. Uncertainty surrounding the new COVID variant, and Fed Chief Powell telling D.C. lawmakers today that the Fed's pandemic asset purchase program may wind down soon, delivered a 1-2 gut punch to Wall Street. Dow fell 652, almost 2%. NASDAQ down 245, S&P 500 lost 88. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Andrew O'Day for 1010 Wins.
Now this message, immigration concerns, call Bar Raid Law, 646-894-5900. Wins News Time 527. Hey Wins family, if you heat your home with oil, you must hear this message. Larry Mullins here. Low price home heating oil is now available to 1010 Wins listeners at a fixed price that you can save hundreds of dollars a year on your home heating bill. If you think you're paying too much to heat your home, then pick up your phone and dial 866-OIL-DEAL right now to see how much you, a loyal 1010 Wins listener, can save on heating oil. The Home Heating Oil Service Center is staffed 24/7, and mechanics are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to ensure your family is never left in the cold. Just dial 866-OIL-DEAL. That's 866-OIL-DEAL. The heating oil line is now open for 1010 Wins listeners. Think you're paying too much for your home heating oil service? Call the Home Heating Oil line now to see how much you can save on home heating costs this winter. Don't wait. There's no reason to pay too much for home heating oil. You can get the best service, 24-hour mechanics, and a low flat rate for this home heating season guaranteed. So call now, 866-OIL-DEAL. That's 866-OIL-DEAL.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time, as in spaghetti sandwiches for dinner. They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Looking for the perfect gift? Get them a shirt from Untuck It. Untuck It shirts are designed to be worn untucked. They're the easiest way to keep him looking sharp and feeling comfortable. You can't go wrong with their super soft flannels, wrinkle-free shirts, performance shirts with stretch, and cozy sweaters that are all perfect for right now. They even have a line for her. Find the perfect gift for every guy on your list at one of 80-plus Untuck It stores or at untuckit.com. Untuck It. Shirts designed to be worn untucked.
Come rain or shine, high winds or mild breezes, blue skies or gray, it's a great time to consider getting vaccinated against COVID-19. Brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
AccuWeather says tonight, some clearing, not quite as cold as last night. We'll get to a low of 36, though. And then tomorrow, some early sun. It'll give way to clouds, not as chilly, with a high of 48. And tomorrow night, mostly cloudy with some rain later. Wet snowflakes could mix in across the distant northern and western burbs with a low of 40 degrees. We're at 40 degrees right now. Good afternoon. I'm Larry Mullins. Wins News Time, 5:30.
Good evening. I'm Lori Madden. 4 firefighters were hurt when a ceiling collapsed during a 4-alarm blaze on the Upper East Side early this morning. They're going to be okay tonight, but residents who found themselves out in the cold have been displaced. Some residents of 1843 First Avenue leaving their apartments at 5 a.m. still in pajamas, some in flip-flops.
Tyler White lives on the 3rd floor.
We immediately grabbed what we could, and we just ended up getting out of the building. We didn't really know what was going on yet. When we came out to the hallway to go downstairs, it was already clouded with smoke. You couldn't see anything.
The FDNY says the 4-alarm fire broke out in the 1st floor Chinese restaurant of this 5-story building. Well, it didn't spread beyond the 2nd floor. Assistant Chief Michael Gala says a ceiling collapsed on 4 firefighters.
They all are non-life-threatening injuries, thank God. It could have been much worse.
Everyone else evacuated safely. The fire under investigation. Samantha Liebman, 1010 Wins on the Upper East Side. Wednesday time, 5:31. Time now for traffic and transit. Here's Greg Rice.
The ride at this hour getting you through Brooklyn, getting worse. Westbound Belt, Erskine Street, Baston accident. As we hear from Stu on the 1010 Wins tip line, left lane knocked out. You'll crawl from Kennedy as a result. Eastbound Belt, it just gets exacerbated with the rubbernecking. It was already slow, and now it worsens on the eastbound Belt from the Verrazano over to Erskine Street because everybody's staring at that westbound wreck in the left lane. Elsewhere in the borough, the BQE bad either way to the Brooklyn Bridge. Eastbound along the way, you got the left lane knocked out because of an accident. And here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Citybound George, 30 to 45 into and across on either level. Nothing easy on the outbound ride. Lincoln Tunnel, 20 to 30 in, 30 to 45 out. Worse from 11th then 9th. Holland Tunnel, about 20 to 30 out. It's getting better. Inbound side isn't. 20 to 30 from the Skyway, better off of the New Jersey Turnpike at this hour. Queensbound RFK, Bronxbound Whitestone, Citybound Midtown Tunnel, Brooklyn bound Brooklyn Bridge. They're all some kind of slow at this hour. Eastbound Bruckner loaded from the RFK to 149th through with a wreck, and then more company over to the Bronx River Parkway. Traffic is sponsored by New York City Test and Trace Court. It's the holiday season to keep your friends and family safe. Get tested for COVID-19 before and after you travel. To find a free convenient test site, call 212-COVID-19 or visit nyc.gov/COVID test. No insurance required. I'm Greg Rice on 1010 Wins.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Here is meteorologist Brian Thompson.
Lori, the last of the rain and snow showers that were around earlier are pretty much gone now, and as we head through tonight, we will see some clearing. We'll get down to a low of 36 in the city, closer to 30 in some suburbs. It's not quite as cold as it was last night, and tomorrow temperatures will rise a little bit higher than what we saw today. We'll get to a high of 48. We'll start with some sunshine, but it's going to be clouding up again later in the day, ahead of some another round of some rain later tomorrow night. Doesn't look like much rain, but there will be some coming through. Could have some wet snowflakes mixed in some far north or western suburbs, but temperatures largely above freezing tomorrow night, a low of 40 in the city. Even the suburbs should generally stay above freezing. Breezy and milder Thursday with clouds and a shower or two, especially in the afternoon. Thursday's high 55, but behind a cold front, so we'll have a gusty, chilly wind on Friday with intervals of clouds and sunshine, high 47. And the first weekend in December looks seasonably chilly. We'll have sunshine and patchy clouds Saturday, high 44, and we should stay dry into Sunday as well. 40 degrees right now. It's cloudy in Midtown, or going down to 36. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brian Thompson on New York's weather station, 1010 Wins.
Plane has lights and a cargo bay. The jet has button and motion-activated sound. Free shipping and Energizer batteries included. Only at HessToyTruck.com.
Wednesday's time, 5:34. Dr. Anthony Fauci says the Omicron variant has been detected in 20 countries now, although not here in the U.S. Brazil today confirming its first 2 cases. Fauci says scientists are still reviewing the data to determine the efficacy of current vaccines against the new variant.
As with other variants, although partial immune escape